to the Mosque Cares President, Imam Warith Deen Mohammed II. And it is so great to see you, and to all of the supporters and virtual attendees of the 32nd Annual Muslim Convention of this year, 2021, to MAVA members on its 13th year anniversary, and to the first responders everywhere, again, Assalamu alaikum. But the Lord's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer, as Imam Muhammad told us, we get a double mercy from our Lord, is of the original auxiliary group to MAVA that was established by the late Sister Anita Habil, wife of Brother Daniel Habil. And with his permission this morning, he gave me permission to speak in her memory. In that photo, you saw Sister Anita, the ones in the yellow are the auxiliaries. Sister Anita Habil leading the Amatullah Sharif, our beloved sister, Sister Natalie Abdullah, myself, Ayesha K, Mustafaa, and Brother Taff Abdullah, as we say, bringing up the rear. Sister Anita was working to have an auxiliary group, auxiliary members trained via Stroger's Cook County Hospital. She wanted us to be on call as responders to assist police officers who may be called to work with victims that were experiencing PTSD symptoms. And so that those police calls would not be treated as criminal incidents, but to have someone who could speak to a person from the perspective of the experiences that they were having from a PTSD perspective. And this was before all the conversations that's going on now about reprogramming the police and taking off of them the burden of responding to mental health issues rather than using police in those veins. Sister Anita wanted us to be trained, and she actually set up a program with Stroger Cook County Hospital. I want to be of service via the auxiliary because of the state of our current democracy. More than ever, today we need our first responders, the veterans of the US military, to still be active in our democracy. Our health and safety and survival as citizens of the US and of the world are at jeopardy. It appears that Allah may not be pleased with us. However, Allah gives us guidance in the Quran on what to do in these circumstances. So I just want to iterate some, while we are still basically on duty. Some watch while others pray. It is based on Quran Surah 2, Ayah 239. Quote, but if you are in danger, then say your prayers on foot or on horseback. And when you are secure, then remember Allah as he has taught you, but you did not know. And then in Surah 4, Ayah 102, quote, and when thou, O Muhammad, are among them and arranges their worship for them, let only a party of them stand with thee to worship, and let them take their arms. Then when they have performed their prostrations, let them fall to the rear, and let another party come that have not worshiped, and let them worship with thee, and let them take their precautions in their arms. Those who disbelieve long for you to neglect your arms and your baggage, that they may attack you once for all. It is no sin for you to lay aside your arms if rain impedes you, you are sick, but take your precautions. And we all know the hadith, if a Muslim sees a wrongdoing, he or she is to act against it physically. And if he or she cannot, then he is to speak out against it. And if he or she cannot, then he or she should at least feel bad about it in their heart. And we know that this is not vain talk coming from the prophet. This is not flowery discourse. There are some issues that are demanding on how they are addressed, because they are indeed today more than ever still life and death situations, even after you have left your active duty and returned to civilian life. In the MAVA column in Muslim Journal issue September 10th, 2001, there's an account by Brother Jeffrey Spratt Oni from the Chicago MAVA Post 2, Abdulaziz. It is a photo of him with fellow soldiers in Vietnam in 1968-69. And he's comparing the withdrawal from Vietnam, the fall of Saigon, and the current withdrawal of American troops from Afghanistan. It is worthwhile to keep up with the MAVA column in the Muslim Journal. It is pertinent information, it is current information. It reminds us of the sacrifices of many and what we owe to those who made the ultimate sacrifice. I want to give a special tribute to the late Imam Ali Rashid, the Imam of Master Malcolm Shabazz in Harlem, the former captain of the West Coast Temple number 27 on South Central LA, because he would often call me at the office, and his simple statement to me would be, hold the line. And I always want to say back to Captain Ali Rashid, we are indeed still holding the line. As a closing appeal, as it has been said, we need to appeal to our younger generations. So I also suggest that our MAVA organization members appeal to those who are in ROTC. They may still be in training. They may complete ROTC and never become active members, but they are indeed trained and they have the education and the background to serve. And they are mostly of younger generations now. So I would ask that we appeal to the ROTC. I appeal to our MAVA organization and members to reach out to our young African-American young men on the street. They are in dire circumstances, in dire situations, although they are all basically, quote unquote, packing the gun pandemic in our communities. These young men need to be pulled aside, if for no other reason, to teach them how to respectfully treat a firearm and to know the difference in life and death situations. Thank you very much for having me. Assalamu alaikum.